Stephanie Milky here, aka KetoMOM, or often called mom, sis, Steffi, daughter, wife, aunt, and friend. Just like many of you, I carry a lot of titles. My favorite title is mom. I should probably say wife, which takes a lot of my time. But let's be honest, if you want to do something and do it well, you will make the time for it. Commitment is hard because we find ourselves overcommitted, but when you practice prioritizing, you will find out what is actually important and what you can let go. With the KetoMOM podcast, you will learn together how to manage our time, commit to the most important things in life, and I will equip you with the tools you need to feel qualified each step of the way. My name is Stephanie Milky, and welcome to the KetoMOM Secrets podcast. Hey everybody, welcome to the KetoMOM page. My name is Stephanie, and we are going to dive into the conversation about, because it's often asked of me, or people often will say, tell me exactly what to eat. I need a list. I need help with my fat loss. I need help. Help me. And I'm not saying that to mock anybody. I'm actually saying that for real. The amount of conversations that I have or usually come into the KetoMOM page is, can you just tell me exactly what to eat? We're going to talk about this conversation that I feel like sometimes can get overwhelming. Keto, low carb, what should I be eating? Why do some people eat a whole bunch of cream cheese and some people don't? Why do some people eat a whole bunch of keto snacks and I can't? It's so confusing. All of the different things that everybody says. So I want to hopefully help relieve you of trying to be perfect at this and figure out what works best for your body. So as we dive in, please say hello. I'm shaking up. I'm not making up. I'm making some afternoon ketones, but actually protein. So as you're tuning in, tell me where you're tuning in from. I'm shaking up an electrolyte packet and a protein because I just got done lifting weights with my daughters. So we stayed home today and did a workout upstairs. Super, super fun. Got in our movement and I need some electrolytes. So tell me hello. Oh, hi, Carrie from Iowa, who I'm going to be going to her house in a couple weeks to do a fun little keto mixer. All right, tell me where you're tuning in from. And then as I'm shaking this up, I'm drinking keto protein. If you drink ketones already, so this is hello from Florida. I just told my husband to book us a trip from Florida. So Carmen, I legitimately just told my husband, hey, I want to go to Florida. But then I was like, shoot, I can't go now. We're going to an event in Vegas soon. We've got Easter. We've got Carrie's house. We have a wedding. So I said, book us a trip to Florida at the end of April. I'm ready to get out of this cold. Which, by the way, hopefully it won't be cold by the end of April, but we had some flurries today. We were Val knows. She's in Minnesota. Listen. I'm not going to gripe about my weather, but I am going to gripe about my weather, and I'm leaving. All right, we're going to talk about sugar. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of things. So, hey, really quick before I start and dive into this food conversation, if you are already drinking ketones and you love my mom fuel, if you already are drinking these, for the end of the month, we have a promo. You get 25% off of whether if you've been wanting to try some protein. I drink protein after I work out. Sorry, that looked bad. Our number one product, ketones. If you're looking for some electrolytes, whatever you're looking for. If you want to know more about the promo for this month to save you 25%, and then going forward 25% forever on my mom fuel, but it's for dads too. Post promo in the comments. We'll chat more about this later. Just so you know as you're tuning in. Hi, Tiffany from Alabama. Hello, Lynn. Oh, she's got heavy frost too in Pennsylvania. And really quick, if you love the gummy bear flavor, if you've already drinking ketones, we have a buy one, get one free for the next 2 hours. That's it. So they're doing a fun little blitz. Hey, I love the the ampules. Yes, I love the ampules too. Okay. There's a buy one, get one free on the gummy bear. It's incredible. Probably people's favorites. I don't know anybody that doesn't like it. So if you are already loving the product, or if you're like, I'm going to give it a shot, ketones clearly, for me, I tell people I haven't taken a nap in 8 years. I'm a mom of 4 girls, a homeschool mom. I feel stronger, fitter, way healthier. I just turned 40. The gummy bear tastes like, it's light, It's a light, sweet flavor. I don't know. You could say like a gummy bear, but not. Hey, Regina, you guys, Regina was my very first, just so you know, Regina is called Keto Grandma. She's on here, and she was my very first ketone customer and the very first incredible friend that joined me as a promoter on this ketone journey. And so Regina, do you remember, can you explain what gummy bear looks like? If you can, you should type in the comments. It's amazing. Anyways, if you want to buy one, get one free box, you've got to put 2 boxes in your store, in your cart. Go to KetoMOM.com. You can't post gummy bear below because by the time I'm done with the Zoom, or live, I won't get to you. Just go to KetoMOM.com. Buy one, get one free. I do love you. You're amazing. Buy one, get one free box of the gummy bear. Otherwise, everything else is 25% off. So go to KetoMOM.com. I actually would love to walk you through like what ketones are, how they work. I want to actually help you with your own food, your own, like your goals. And so if you're going to go look at the promo, post promo in the comments and we can chat. So post promo below. We'll talk about the 25% off and getting 25% off forever. Otherwise, if you already love the gummy bear, just go to ketomom.com, or if you're a current customer, go log in to the Shop Keto site and grab it. All right. Are you guys ready to talk about something super serious? I would love for you to press the share button. Sharing is caring. Okay, let me take a drink and we're going to dive into this conversation because I really want to help people like breathe. It is the best deal ever, 100%. All right, here's our conversation. Are you ready? Where do I want to start? The keto diet. Hi, Amelia. Hey, Amelia, did you know I have a daughter named Amelia? She's 15. You're so great. Okay, here's the conversation about food and how to not overthink it. Because here's what, if you feel like you need a list, you need exactly what to eat, please tell me what to do. Here's what I'm going to say. Thank you, Cindy. You're super sweet. I need you to just remove, I love social media, but all of a sudden you're watching me and you're watching 18 other people. And what happens is you're going, oh my goodness, this person says I can eat all the cream cheese that I want. This person says, stay away from the keto snacks. This person and this, like, right? And it's so confusing. Some people do something called dirty keto, lazy keto, strict keto. Please hear me on this. When somebody says they're doing keto, it legitimately, there's like a wide variety of different versions of what people are doing. So what I want you to think about is this. We're going to walk through it meal by meal or step by step. When I first start somebody on eating healthier, I shouldn't even call myself a keto mom. The reason I can say that is because I drink ketones, but I don't eat keto. I eat low carb. I eat way more protein than a true ketogenic person would ever eat. My goal is muscle retention. My goal is to build muscle. My goal is to keep muscle. Listen, I'm 40. I'm a proud 40 at that. So let's start with, if I was going to coach Amelia, she's on here. If I was going to coach Amelia and helping her with her fat loss, and she needs very directive coaching, I'm going to say, number one, Amelia, what are you drinking? So I could ask all of you guys this. Roxanne, Cindy, what are you drinking throughout your entire day? Tell me what is in your shaker bottle, what's in your can, what are all the liquids you consume? Okay, that's number one, if you're taking notes and you really want help on your journey. And I'm going to say, write this down. You need half your body weight in ounces of water. How many of you drink enough water? Drop a little water drop in the chat. Like, if you type in water, it has a little cute emoji that says water, or you can say water. But you need half your body weight in ounces of water. Your body is made up of 70% of water. You need water, right? All right, Lauren says water and beer, right? Okay, so alcohol will come up a lot. And I'll say, all right, how much alcohol are you drinking? Do you feel like it's hindering your fat loss? Because usually, if I'm asking you what you're drinking and you're drinking a couple nights a week or every weekend, that is going to hinder your goals. You have to decide, are you committed to this or are you not? That's it. So first so if you're taking notes or you're making mental notes, we're going to talk about what are you drinking? I want you drinking water. If you're drinking coffee, I'm going to ask you how much sugar is in your coffee. So whether it's black or you've got a sugar replacement, which we have in our keto store, we've got something called Keto Cream. It's 25% off. Go to ketomom.com. Super, super great and good collagen in it. So what are you drinking? I talk about ketones, already talked about them. I drink water and ketones. This is what I drink. Some of you drink water and coffee. Some of you drink, Keto Cream. Regina's like, listen, Keto Cream is amazing. So coffee with Keto Cream. Lynn drinks the Keto Cream. So number one is, what are you drinking? And if you're drinking a whole bunch of stuff with sugar, we're gonna eliminate as much soda as we can. Some of you I know drink a ton of pop. I say pop because I'm from Minnesota. So if you drink like 5 cans, let's work down to 2, right? I don't want you to feel like you're eliminating everything and then all of a sudden get super irritated and go back to all of it. So let's cut back on some of it. So in the very beginning, when I was introduced to ketones, I felt amazing. It was the first thing that I drank. Well, I drank water in the morning and ketones. And then what I did is I stopped buying the strawberry pop and the orange juice because I used to mix those two together. That was my drink of choice. I stopped buying the juice. I stopped buying the strawberry pop. That's it. So number one, what are you drinking? Number two, I'm going to coach you on. What do you want to do for breakfast? Do you want to intermittent fast or do you want to eat breakfast? The point of intermittent fasting, I'm going to hands down say this. If you want fat loss, and from what I've researched and from what I understand about intermittent fasting, I'm going to say, if you want to elevate your fat loss quicker, I'm going to say, let's work on intermittent fasting. If you're writing notes, what it is you stop eating dinner the night. So like last night, right? Or tonight, I'll be done with dinner when we're done with dinner. Probably I won't eat past 7:00. I'll go to the next day, 16 hours lunch, right? Intermittent fasting, you can have your water, you can have your black coffee, you can have your ketones. Ketones do not break a fast. They're going to help you get through your fasting period. You can actually even have our keto protein. So you're not feeling hungry, you're not feeling hangry, you're not feeling starving, but what you're doing is you're resting your body. So you can have breakfast. It's totally fine. But I love to intermittent fast Monday through Friday. If we don't have like a church function or a family get together or some reason why we'd be making like low carb pancakes or something, if we're not doing, then I'll just fast. Even like we go to church in the mornings on Sundays and I don't eat before we go to church. So Sundays I'm always fasted till after church. But in general, I love intermittent fasting and here's why. If you're not ready for it, I'll tell you what to eat for breakfast. Intermittent fasting allows your body to rest. So just like you need sleep, your body needs to rest. And if you're eating from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed, your body gets 0 rest or maybe 3 hours, and it's storing all of the food because it can't use it. So if you want some fat loss, let's talk about truly intermittent fasting, and I can help you one-on-one. So Amelia, if you're still on here, I would say, what are you drinking? I'm just using Amelia because I have an Amelia and I saw her pop on here. And then 2, we're going to look at intermittent fasting. Now, even if you're like, oh my goodness, I'm so hungry, I can't make this 16 hours. Let's work on like 14 hours. Just try not to eat right when you get up. Let's work on pushing it an hour later. You can work into it, all right? If you're a breakfast eater and you're like, no, thank you, I'm not going to fast. All right, make yourself some hard-boiled eggs, have them prepped in the refrigerator. Make yourself some scrambled eggs. Make yourself some little egg cups. You can go on Pinterest or go to ketomomsecrets.com. Type in breakfast in the search bar. And there's breakfast that you can make that already you can have ready to go. Because I know that you want to get out and about, ready to go to work, bring the kids. The best thing besides ketones that you can invest in is called an air fryer. How many of you have an air fryer? Me. I love the sausage from Costco. Costco is my favorite store. I throw some, like if I was going to get out the door quickly and I needed to make the kids some breakfast, I love having hard-boiled eggs. My girls will make some scrambled eggs. I throw some sausage in the air fryer, start it for 12 minutes, walk around doing girls' hair, getting everybody ready to go, done, throw them on a plate, out the door. So I'm going to tell you this. If your goal is fat loss and you want to feel better and you're getting your health back together, and you're going to have to take a teeny little bit of time to prep some things. And if you're like, but I don't do that, I'm going to say you have to. Like, you don't just get to fall into good health. It does take a little bit of prep work. So we already talked about what to drink. We talked about intermittent fasting. Your breakfast is, think of eggs or sausage or bacon. You can have it all pre-made, throw it in the refrigerator, or protein shake. All right? So think of no cereal, no donuts, no bagels, protein. Protein and a little bit of fat. Throw in some avocado with your eggs. Now, let me ask you guys this question. I would love to see your comments in the chat. What is your favorite keto snack? I often have people say, please tell me what kind of prepackaged snacks I can take with me. And I say, all right. Sometimes I'll show a little box on here, and it's called the Keto Crate box, and it's got tons of keto prepackaged snacks. I don't eat those every day. I actually rarely ever eat them. I usually take them with us if we go on a vacation, or I put them out when I have people in my home as a treat. But please hear me on this, because this is super important. If there's one thing you hear me on, I would think hands down this is the number one thing. I'll answer all your questions. So if you've got questions, I'll come back and send you a message as soon as we're done. Do not eat if you're not hungry. So if you walk into your office, or if you are on the go, or if you're at home and you work from home like I do and you homeschool and the refrigerator is in your face all the time, and if you see something, if you have a desk drawer that has candy in it, if you always walk into the employee lounge and you see something and then you want it, you're going to have to control your eyesight that tells you that you're hungry when you're actually not. So oftentimes people are overeating good food. So if I have somebody that says, I am not losing fat, and they've written out all of their food for me, usually if they're not experiencing the fat loss that they want in a reasonable time, right? You didn't get here overnight. You're not going to get there overnight. You didn't gain all the weight overnight. It might be 10 or 20 years. It's going to take a little bit of time, not 2 weeks. But what I'm going to say is just, if you're not hungry, don't eat. You don't have to force feed yourself. You don't need a snack every 2 hours. If you choose a snack, I tell people keep the prepackaged snacks for traveling or fun things like that. Grab a beef stick, cheese stick, hard-boiled eggs. Somebody said almonds, veggies and dip. You don't need something huge, right? So pickles, I love pickles, ham, cream cheese, pickle roll-ups. Those are great. A lot of you are sharing your snacks, but you just don't have to snack if you're not hungry. If you're like, I need a snack, just grab something simple and keep going with your day. And usually when you think you're hungry and it's during the window of before a meal, you might just be thirsty, so drink some water first. All right, lunchtime. Tell me below some of your favorite lunches. Here's what we do for lunches. Think of buns off the burgers, croutons off the salad, or grab a lettuce wrap. So think burgers or protein, any type of protein or fish. Think of lettuce wraps or low-carb wraps with meat and cheese and any veggies that you want. Salads, take the croutons off, put the dressing on the side, put some protein on it. So I just say think of like proteins and veggies and salads, less pasta, bread, and potatoes. And you can actually do the same thing for dinner. Like lunch for us is more like egg salad, tuna fish salad. We'll make a low-carb pizza. We have leftovers. Dinners are where we'll make a meal, and we'll do tacos, we'll grill burgers, we'll grill. You can really make any single meal work to be low carb and a meal that your family would choose that you might not choose. So there's so many different types of noodle replacements or zucchini noodles like today versus when we started this journey 8 years ago and my husband 10 years ago. There's so many different replacements that it just, again, takes a little bit of time to plan your meals, go to the grocery store, and have a little bit of prep time to have a successful week. Thank you for sharing your guys' ideas. So think about, so you have to decide, am I going to intermittent fast or am I going to eat breakfast? If I'm going to eat breakfast, proteins, add a little bit of fat in there to keep you full longer. I'm not talking about a keto diet. I'm not talking about eating 80% fat. Because in general, if you're doing the ketogenic diet, to me, you're actually tracking all of your food. You're under 5% carbs, and you can eat all of that fat. Don't ever, ever, ever say to if you catch yourself saying this, smack your face. If you find yourself saying something like, oh, it's keto, I can eat it. If you find yourself eating like a whole pound of bacon or butter or it baffles me in how many people will say, it's not a big deal, it's keto, I can eat it, and they're not hungry. Or they're just excessively overeating good food. The reason that I had somebody say this to me, she was actually kind of rude. None of you on here, because I'm pretty sure she's off my page. But she was like, I can't believe that you're teaching people keto. I'm not even going to say the words, but she's like, she was so rude. And I said, hey, just so you know, she's like, I gained weight on keto. And I said, I know why you did, because you actually weren't doing it right. And I said, most people don't do the ketogenic diet right. Most people think they are, but they're actually not tracking their food. They're eating too much fat. They're making the excuse to eat all this keto food. They're eating when they're not hungry. And yeah, you're going to gain weight. And yes, you can gain weight by eating too much fat, and even good fat. So I said, I hear what you're saying. I drink ketones. I do low carb, and I don't know why you're being rude to me. You can get off my page. And sometimes my husband says I'm too blunt. I really am working on being a feeler. And the reason I'm doing this video is because I had a handful of people just be like, just tell me what to eat. So I actually have, and it's very basic. If you want a very basic foods list of how I got started, listen, it's not fancy, but you can post food in the comments, and I'll give you a little list of breakfast, snacks, lunch, and dinner. So if you have questions, please ask your questions. If I missed them, I'll come back or go back to the beginning of the video, but I'll answer your questions when I'm done. I'll send you a message. Post food in the comments if you want like a basic understanding. And so that's what I did in the very beginning. We take inventory of what you're drinking, all of your meals. Are you going to intermittent fast or are you not? But I have 4 more things that really play a factor in your fat loss. It's super important. All right. My father-in-law, I see you, Mark, says bacon. He does love bacon, because who doesn't love bacon? I love it. All right, foods list, post. Okay, lastly, so if we went over what you're drinking, and then we went over all of your food, the last things I'm going to ask you if your goal is fat loss, and I asked her today, is I'll just say Amelia, for example, because I was talking to Amelia on here. I would say, Amelia, what are you drinking? What are you eating? Some people need blunt. Carrie, you're so funny. Carrie, you're so great. She's becoming one of my favorite people. Just because she reminds me a lot of me when we chit chat. All right. And so, okay, the next thing I'm going to say is, okay, tell me, are you stressed out? Because people don't take into account if their goal is to lose fat, and if they're eating all of the right things and they've been doing it for a while, I'll say, how is your environment? Like, are you stressed out? Because stress plays a factor in your fat loss. So if you're stressed out, what can we do for that? It's going to be, this sounds crazy, but okay, Amy says she's stressed. So I'd say, Amy, what are you doing to not be stressed? Because if you are in a stressful mode and then you come home and you're trying to do life and then you sit in front of the TV, a TV is not a de-stressor, especially for your brain. You might have to go sit in a closet. I say a closet because our closet's like our biohacking room. It's like our red light room. But go for a walk, read a book, call a friend, just like Nancy, just sit, be okay with sitting whenever you come home from work or you feel like you just have that tightening of your chest and you're stressed out and you've got to de-stress yourself, because that is going to make your body hold on to everything that you have. You might have to just be just breathe and pray. Well, pray and breathe. Listen to some music. Do something that's going to bring you joy. Stress plays a huge factor in your fat loss or not fat loss, right? Also, sleep. If you're not sleeping well, we've got to help you sleep better. It's super important. Because if you're not sleeping, then your body is not sleeping, just like your digestive system. If you're eating from the time you wake up, from the time you go to bed, what happens? Your body takes all that food and stores it. If you're not sleeping, your body is not resting. Therefore, you're going to store extra fat. It's just how it works. So it's important to pay attention to, it's okay to say no to some people sometimes. Maybe you might have to say no to an event, or no to hosting something, or no to going to somewhere. It's okay to be. It's okay to go, you know what? We have been going nonstop. We're going to stay home and rest. So stress and sleep play a very important part. And actually, both of those probably are tied to keeping the phones either out of your bedroom, not swiping for hours before you go to bed, being mindful of how much screen time at night. I'm sure you've heard this, but how many of you sit in your beds and scroll or watch TV? It's things like that that keep your brain on, and then you can't sleep. So if that's for you, then The last two things would be this: mindfulness. That's why Steve and I do books. We get up and we read our Bible right away in the morning, and we read whatever book we're going through on the KetoMOM page. So right now we're going through a book called The Power to Change. Super powerful book. You can tune in here every morning or go to ketomomsecrets.com and click on mindfulness or the book club, and you can go ahead and follow us. Or I have a podcast called KetoMOM Secrets. You can go listen while you're driving to work or wherever you're going. So the way that you believe in yourself and how you see life and your perspective, like your mindset is super important. That plays a factor on how and what you choose to eat. If you've never heard me say this, this is one of my most favorite phrases, but I think I say that about a lot of things. So it is a phrase I say often. As I think, so I feel. As I think, so I feel. As I feel, so I do. As I do, so I have. So remember, if you get up in the morning and all of a sudden you start swiping and you're looking at other people's problems and you're listening to the news and you don't take time to be grateful and you don't time to just sit and read and be, you're going to start your brain in so many different modes. It's going to easily go down a rabbit hole of negativity. I want you to get up in the morning. I want you to say 3 things you're thankful for before you get out of bed. I do have a podcast, KetoMOM Secrets. I can post it in my stories when I'm done. So your mindfulness is so important because as you think, so you feel. Whatever you're thinking about in the morning, it creates a feeling, negative or positive. A feeling, as I think, so I feel, as I feel, so I do, creates an action. If you're negative in the morning, you're going to grab the donut. You're going to skip the gym. You're going to cut somebody off in traffic. You're going to yell at your kids or your spouse. You're going to walk in the office and be crabby. As I think, so I feel, as I feel, so I do, as I do, so I have. You get what you have from the actions, from your feelings, and from your thoughts. If you want to have a great day, reverse engineer it and go, my actions need to be choosing wisely, choosing the best that I can, being mindful, planning, right? Backing up to my feelings from my thinking. And if I'm going to think positively, I better start putting something great up here. Listening, what I listen to, what I watch, and what I read is super, super important. And if you don't pay attention to that, that's more important than you trying to figure out how to intermittent fast as your mindset. So, and then the last thing I was going to say is movement. So Dr. Ryan Lowry, hi Tanya, Dr. Jacob Wilson, they're some of the formulators of our ketones that Tanya and Carrie and Regina and so many of you drink ketones. So go to ketomomsecrets.com. So I already said we've got a 25% off sale to end the month and going into, if you're going to order, post promo in the comments so we can chat because I want to walk you through how to do it. But we do have probably for the next hour and a half. If you miss it, you miss it. But buy one, get one free gummy bear. So if you go grab the Nat gummy bear, put 2 boxes, you get a free box. So ketomom.com. But the doctors said that how they coach people when they have people that come to them and want to do keto is exactly the way that I've learned to. What are you drinking? Intermittent fasting, low carb meals, paying attention to your stress and your sleep. And then the last one is moving your body. It doesn't have to be a crazy workout, but Dr. Ryan said the other day, he said, oh, Amelia, I love it. Dr. Ryan said, if you can get 10,000 steps in, that is huge. Like if you can just go for a walk and move your body, that long-term, that movement and walking that many steps long-term will help you in general. You do not have to be doing the keto diet when you're drinking ketones, Cassie. I can chat with you about that, but the ketones by themselves work. No dyes. It's all, we have so get your movement in any way, shape, or form, right? Whatever works for you. I like CrossFit, but just moving and getting your steps is huge. All right, couple questions that I saw pop in. You don't have to be doing a keto diet to drink this product. I've been drinking it for 8 years, and I do low carb, high protein. And I have people that are Whole30, paleo, keto, low carb, dirty, however they want to, right? We have the only naturally fermented ketone that actually matches what your body creates. So if you're actually doing the ketogenic diet right, and not everybody's body makes ketones because of age or how long you've been overweight or medications, there's a lot of things that can play a factor into it. But if you get your body to make ketones, this is the only one that matches what your body creates. So when it gets into your system, your body goes, oh my goodness, I know what to do with these. I'm going to give Stephanie, I'm going to turn her brain on. I'm going to build her big muscles. I'm going to give her the energy she needs to keep up with her 4 daughters and her amazing husband. I'm going to fuel her brain, fuel her body. They taste great. There's caffeine and caffeine free. The reason there's caffeine in them, you're right, it's not a magic pill, it's a helper. But caffeine helps with the uptake of ketones. So if you are not caffeine sensitive, grab the caffeine. It's a cup of coffee, 60 milligrams. If you absolutely can't have caffeine, do caffeine free. We have something called our challenge kit. So this is a variety box. It's got 5 different flavors, 10 caffeine, 10 caffeine free. It's on sale as well. If you just want to know about the promo, it goes for today and tomorrow. Post promo in the comments and we can chat. Otherwise, go to KetoMOM.com to grab the buy one, get one free gummy bear for the next hour and a half. If you miss it and you watch this tomorrow, don't be mad. We'll chat about how to get you a great deal. Otherwise, any keto, any low carb questions that you have, anything, ask below and I will come back. I'll send you a private message, but I like to know what questions you have because I can come back on tomorrow. It gives me something to talk about because sometimes I feel like I am a broken record. But in reality, I did a live the other day and I said, here's the secret. And then I was like, there isn't a secret. The secret is consistent action, small steps over time will get you the results. I don't know why I did that, but consistent action, baby steps, small steps over time, even if they seem like they're not doing what you want them to do, over time will compound. It will. I am working on being more flexible and stretching, and I'm not going to get to touch my toes in the next 2 weeks, probably because I'm really currently inflexible, working towards being more flexible. So I stretch every single day. I'm not going to get where my mind thinks I should be in the next couple weeks, but by the end of the year, hands down, I will for sure be way further than I am right now if I consistently do it. And it's those little things that is going to flip the switch for you. People, like if you look at people online, and here's the last thing I'm going to say, comparison is the thief of joy. So if you find yourself on social media and you're watching people and you are feeling envious or angry, or you're like, they just got lucky, and you're not watching people with a true sense of joy or to learn from them, then you better get off social media or unfollow the things that don't cause you joy. I'm not saying it's their fault. I'm saying for whatever reason, you can't watch them until you can have true mudita, which is absolutely true joy for them and knowing they didn't get lucky, they worked really hard. Because you don't see the day in and the day out of the meal planning and the gym time and the mindset work and the stress. You don't see what I do on a regular basis. I show a ton on my stories, but you didn't actually see the workout that I did. You didn't see me. Okay, it's different for me because I share a ton on my stories, but you don't see everybody's everyday steps. You don't see everybody meal prepping. You don't see them going to the grocery store. You don't see them sitting at their table planning their meals for the month or the week, right? You don't see all of those steps, but it's those little steps that might seem meaningless that need to be done day in and day out when nobody's watching that will help you change the way you look, the way you feel, just your physical being. It's super important. So, hey, is there somebody being rude on here? If there's somebody being rude on here, I'll boot them as soon as I'm done. So, hey, first of all, somebody said this to us, not just me specifically, but at an event I was at, and he said, hey, if you walked into this, we were in a conference. He's like, if you walk into this conference, I want you to take your black robe off. And all of us are like, what? What does that mean? And he's like, take off your black robe. He's like, you are not a judge, and you are not here to judge anybody. And if you are here to judge, I want you to leave. Because oftentimes, especially on social media, people think there's only one way and that's the only way. Like I'll have people that give me a hard time because I will help people understand why ketones work. And in general, the people that are in the keto space that are going to tell you like, no, your body can make ketones. And no, and I'll say, listen, maybe you're 3% of people that are actually doing the ketogenic diet are doing great, but all the other 97% of people aren't doing it. People need something that's a helper, and they work. I have all of the resources and the research and the science that backs it up. So people's negativity doesn't bother me anymore because I've been here for 8 years. The hate that I've gotten over time, I actually don't care. I would say go find your own community. But for real, like take that in anything in your life, right? Take off your black robe. Biblically, like here, I will give you a stone. If you are completely flawless, you can be the first to judge, right? Like who has nothing to be blamed for or judged for casts the first stone. So here's what this Keto Mom page is all about. I want to encourage you to know that you've got to listen to your body. I want you to understand that your mindset is important. I want you to understand that you can ask questions and you can reach out. I am not perfect, but I can give you some suggestions. If you're not willing to listen to your body and you're constantly listening to like this person and this person and this person and she says not and he says to do it, I'm just like, what does your body say? So like somebody would tell me, well, I don't understand. Somebody says I can eat all the cream cheese I want and somebody else says that you can't. And I would say cream cheese is something that's used in a lot of keto recipes. If you can't handle dairy, you're going to feel bloated. You're going to feel gross. You're going to maybe not see the weight being like women. If you've been doing keto or low carb for a long time, one of the questions I'll say is, are you eating a lot of dairy? And they might go, well, yeah, all of the recipes have dairy in them. And I'm like, they do. We can find non-dairy recipes, but that's something that can be more bloating, right? So if you're eating a ton of dairy and you feel like you're not reaching your goals or you've hit a plateau, then look at how much dairy that you're eating. I actually cut out a majority of heavy whipping cream and cream cheese a long time ago, but that's something to look at. If you're like, well, some people say I can eat all of the almonds and the nuts that I want, and some people say I can't. Well, the actual peanut is inflammatory. You can have some nuts, but when you have nuts, you don't get the entire container. Like if you look on the back of a label, it's like 1/4 cup. I'm like holding my cup. 1/4 cup is actually the amount serving size of the nuts or almonds, right? And so unless you're going to track all of your food, you've got to pay attention to your own body and how you feel. If you feel, then something that you ate doesn't resonate with your body. So it's a feeling. It is a process. It's not overnight. You don't just get to cut everything and see the pounds drop. You're going to work on drinking more water. You're going to work on being mindful. You're going to work on not eating if you're not hungry. You're going to work on moving your body. You're going to work on, if you want to, get rid of some of the pasta, bread, and potatoes and stick to proteins and veggies. I hope that's helpful. I hope it's not overwhelming. My throat feels really dry. Hold on. And I will unapologetically say, I drink ketones. I have for 8 years. I will continue to drink them. Sometimes when people are rude, what I want to say is, you probably are the one that has the Oreos hiding in your cupboard that you eat when everybody else goes to bed. Because usually when somebody nitpicks at somebody, it's usually something that they're dealing with. So when somebody is super angry or mad, what I'll say is, you're just super sad. Like if somebody's barking at me or yelling at me, I'm like, you're having a really bad day. And I'm just going to go know that I did not do anything to set you off, but whatever it is that you're dealing with, you need to go deal with it. I would love to help you if you let me, but if you don't, there's the door. In a nice way. All right, I've kept you on long enough. Thank you for tuning in. Your presence matters. Ask all of your questions below. I would love to help. We do mornings. We go through books. KetoMomSecrets.com is our website. So you can click on recipes or mindfulness, trial packs for smaller amounts of ketones. If you want to grab the BOGO, which is just the gummy bear, go to KetoMOM.com. Or if you just want to know about the promo and you actually want to learn about ketones, just post promo in the comments, because I'm going to send you some information, some short videos from the doctors. We can chat about how they work and your own specific goals. Thank you for tuning in. I truly, truly appreciate it. And thank you for all the sweet, encouraging messages. So have a great night and we'll talk to you soon.